When you're transplanting a plant like this into a big container, the biggest problem really is overwatering it or not watering it enough. The trick or the hack to this is you do not fill this container all the way yet with soil. What's going on, YouTube? It's a freaking amazing day, finally. Well, it's that time. I've been slacking, but we are gonna do uppotting video. I kind of selected certain plants and just try to teach you stuff as I go along here and how I would handle different types of plants, cuttings, all of that. And then we have our typical, or should I say our go-to Menards buckets here, and then 15-gallon containers. Probably one of the first questions I get is when you get a cutting, what size pot do you need to put it on or put it in? The bigger the better. Some people will say to go a size bigger because you don't want to stress out the plants and all that, but trust me, go big right away and I will show you the right way to do it. Anytime I do transplants, I have to have compost tea. So we have worm castings here, some compost, we got our pump, our bucket, we got some rainwater, of course, we got our barrels, right? So, but we have some rainwater ready to go. And we're gonna put some craft blend. We're gonna make a compost tea real quick. Super easy. I highly recommend getting one or doing compost tea. We got our media bag, rainwater. Let's load up our pouch here. Compost. Worm castings. And you guys see why I love this organic farming? There's really no measuring. I mean, one scoop equal parts. If you have only compost, use the compost. If you only have worm castings, use the worm castings. It's that easy. The concept really quickly, I don't want to go too much more into the compost tea because I really want this video to be about uppotting. You need amendments. So what you're trying to do is all of the worm castings in there or the compost has bacteria. We're gonna give it a food source here to eat to multiply. With compost tea, you are just really focusing on multiplying the microorganisms rather than nutrients, right? I mean, yes, you get nutrients, of course, because the seepage and all of this amendments. But at the end of the day, the main purpose of compost tea is multiply microorganisms. Try your best to make sure the bag is floating. Okay. More rainwater. Okay, key ingredient, molasses. You need a sugar source. Just mix it. All right, we're just gonna let it do its thing. When you do compost tea, it's recommended to let this do its thing for about 12 to 48 hours. Any more than that, you start to see a diminishing return on the microorganisms. Pretty much what that means is they just start to die off. Let's go transplant some plants. You've seen this container before? It's holding my living soil mix. You can see my living soil mix. Reamendment video that I never published. This is all last season. I did aggressive root pruning on a lot of my my collection. I took all of the remaining soil and pretty much just did the whole living soil video to the old soil. New amendments, topped it off with new earth castings, all of that stuff, guys. So if you see roots in here, that is why. Okay, I'm gonna load up these buckets and go to my station. What was this bag? This is my go-to perennial mix from my nursery. Really good stuff here. A lot of the stuff that you guys are normally used to, pine bark, all of that. I use this as a filler, especially on the bottom of the containers, just to stop the soil from coming out of the holes, just not to waste my living soil. But definitely a filler. Let's do the first one here. This is Angelito from my good friend Kelly. So that's an Angelito. Definitely a keeper, long-term keeper. I'm not messing around. It's going straight into a 15-gallon. In the past videos, you probably saw me put these bigger perlites to kind of fill in the holes. The only reason I'm not doing that anymore is it's so expensive now. If I had it, would I use it? Yes. The perlite, those big ones, definitely help root prune your trees. It's great. I love it. The only reason, again, I'm not doing it is because it costs too much now. But you can see how I kind of just build it up where those holes were from the container. Just again, I do not want my living soil falling out. That stuff is just too expensive. Now we're gonna put some living soil in it. Just a light layer right now. What you want to do is measure the pot to the plant that we're putting in. Perfect. When you do these transplanting or uppotting, you really want the soil on the drier side because you don't want that wet, damp soil adding extra weight to the roots. You can damage them. Had 3 days of continuous rain here. I'm just gonna try and see what happens and go from there. I'm gonna bury this whole thing underneath soil. Just gonna cut it. This is gonna be a mess. Oh yeah, soil is damp. All we're doing is we're trying to make sure it's centered in the pot. We're gonna stake it. All right, guys. Real talk. When I bought this house and started landscaping some stuff in my garden, or in my property, I do not know how many things I killed. Started YouTube learning, and I found someone that used this product, and I said, let me give it a try. Game changer. If you suck, if your plants are not healthy, or you're just starting out, do it the right way. Just get this stuff. $10 for this bag. Totally worth it, guys. Amazing stuff. Changed my hobby. All I do is I take 2 scoops. Again, I don't measure anything. You guys see the pattern in my gardening? I don't measure anything. Now we're gonna backfill it in with living soil. gonna try to adjust it just so that it's growing straight up. And again, we can stake it. Just make sure the center of the tree is in the center of the pot. What you want to do is you want to make sure to compact it. Push around that root ball. Just push it around, guys. It's not even close to being full yet. Can you see that? When you're transplanting a plant like this into a big container, the biggest problem really is overwatering it or not watering it enough. The trick or the hack to this is you do not fill this container all the way yet with soil. I'm gonna just do it maybe up to there, and then as the plant gets stronger and stronger and grows taller and taller, what we'll do is we'll keep top dressing and adding more to the soil mix. Okay, does that make sense? All right, let's go. I just generally do a light sprinkling closer to the top as well. We're gonna top dress this. We're gonna put straw. We're gonna do everything that we normally do. What we're gonna do is we're gonna water it thoroughly and then use a compost tea to water it in as well. The most important part, once you get to this stage, is you need to find an area that's shady. You don't want to stress the plant out right now. To the shade. This is a Saphiro. I have a Saphiro up in the front, but it's not waking up. But we have a backup here. I'm going to show you. This is pretty much what you're getting in the springtime from a cutting. What do you do from here? 5-gallon bucket. Test it out. Here's a key part of this. We are gonna bury all of this under the soil line. You don't need to necessarily cut this, but I am. Damp soil, again, it's been raining. Smells fresh, not moldy. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna angle this so this part is in the center of the container. Gonna cut this off. It's still sticking up too much. A little more. Now I'm just pushing down and trying to keep the plant steady. Okay, we can stake it, guys, too, right? Just want to make sure it's as center as I can. And again, it doesn't really have to be centered. I'm just anal. All right, you guys kind of get the gist of it. I'm gonna just do a bunch of these and edit it out, kind of just highlight certain things that I think I should share with you guys. So I'm gonna go to work here. Andata.